The long-awaited photos from the federal raid on Diddy's mansion have finally been released, and the details are beyond disturbing. Reports suggest that his mansion wasn't just a party hotspot. It allegedly contained hidden rooms and underground passages, raising serious concerns about the safety and well-being of those who stayed there. These victims were said to be and forced into horrific situations with powerful celebrities. For years, whistleblower Ally Carter has been speaking out, claiming that Diddy made these victims sleep in filth, eat their own vomit, and endure unimaginable abuse. She even alleged that he filmed these sick acts for his own twisted pleasure. Many ignored her warnings, until now. Ally recently called out how these victims are being turned into memes, instead of being seen as real people who suffered. Now, with the release of these photos, the truth is harder to deny.
Nobody ever thinks about the victims. Nobody. The victims' lives get turned around when the lives want to just get announced. You slap them on the wrist and you bring up every source of trauma for the victim. But nobody wants to stop and think about that. We're not talking about the victims that are still going through this right now with other people who are running to cover their and deleting their social.
Is this finally the moment justice catches up with Diddy? Sources say Diddy has been hosting secretive events called Pig Night, an idea he allegedly took from Hugh Hefner himself. According to reports, Hefner would sit at the head of the table, smoking his signature pipe, while young women drank and dined with Hollywood stars. But behind the glamour, something much darker was happening. Before leaving the room with celebrities, the women were reportedly raided and given quick medical checks, all part of a twisted system. Those inside the mansion knew what the night was really about, but Hefner allegedly forbade anyone from calling the women pigs to their faces, even though that's exactly what they were called behind their backs. Now, disturbing claims suggest Diddy carried on this same sick tradition in his own world of power and secrecy.
Thursday night, Hefner had two bring up 5 or 6 girls each in their cars.
It was girls that they would pick up on Sunset Strip. At that time, Sunset Boulevard was a very big prostitution place. That's where you went to pick up somebody.
It was called Pig Night, but we as butlers were always told, do not call them pigs. This was Hefner's term for them. I don't know why he called them pigs.
Whistleblower Allison claims that Diddy wasn't just inspired by Hugh Hefner's secret parties. He allegedly took things to a whole new level, involving kids instead of adults. But that's not all. According to her, these young victims were not allowed to eat anything because Diddy and his people didn't want them vomiting from what they were forced to endure. It was reportedly even worse for the boys. Some of Diddy's associates were allegedly worried about them needing to use the bathroom during these horrific encounters. But here's where it gets even more disturbing. Others had a twisted fetish and would force them to eat foods that caused diarrhea, just so they would have accidents during these horrific acts. If these claims are true, they expose a level of cruelty beyond imagination. Allison has made shocking accusations, claiming that Tyra Banks, Megan Fox, and even Steve Harvey were involved in the trauma experienced by many victims. She believes this is why these celebrities suddenly fled the US, heading to countries without extradition treaties right after Diddy's secrets were exposed, just in case their own names got dragged into the scandal.
When I went, they tried to feed us, and I remember it because when
Pig
you
night.
have to do
Say what?
orders, jobs like that, you don't eat. You're not allowed to eat. You actually have to starve yourself, because when you have to do those type of jobs, you can't eat because you will throw up.
Really?
If you are doing, or if you are a guy doing it, you will shit everywhere.
Oh boy.
When this happens, your parents will get mad at you. Really mad at you. And if that is a fetish for someone, they use that to their advantage. So if you throw up on someone, you will have to eat it. If you shit on someone, you will have to lay in it. There are celebrities that are a constant visit. About the victims that are still going through right now with other people who are running to cover and deleting their social medias. Pink, Megan Fox, Tyra Banks, Steve Harvey.
But it's not just about the past. Some victims are allegedly still suffering, while other high-profile figures are scrambling to delete their social media and disappear from the public eye. Allison says Megan Fox, Tyra Banks, and Steve Harvey were all trying to pull a Russell Simmons, a reference to the music mogul who fled to Bali after facing his own allegations. Now, many are wondering why people are suddenly believing Allison's claims. At first, people doubted Jaguar Wright too, but as time passed, much of what she said about Diddy turned out to be true. The timing is eerie. Allison started speaking out right after Jaguar first made shocking accusations against the industry. And here's where it gets even more disturbing. What the feds found at Diddy's mansion during last year's raid matches exactly with what Allison described. Authorities reportedly discovered and illegal substances used to control victims, over 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricants, an underground tunnel connecting to the Playboy mansion. According to the indictment, Diddy orchestrated and participated in these horrifying freak-offs with the help of his associates. Victims were transported across state lines and internationally, and these disturbing events lasted for days, involving multiple individuals. During these twisted gatherings, Diddy allegedly victims to keep them submissive and unaware. Even worse, he secretly recorded everything without their knowledge. And after these disturbing events, both Diddy and his victims reportedly needed IV fluids to recover from the extreme abuse. But it doesn't stop there. A YouTuber recently managed to sneak into Diddy's abandoned mansion, and what they found was horrifying. The underground tunnels, the freak-off rooms, the furniture, the eerie red decorations, everything was exactly as Allison described. The place felt demonic, as if it was straight out of a nightmare. With all this evidence coming to light, the biggest question remains: will Diddy and those involved finally face justice? When a YouTuber snuck into Diddy's abandoned mansion, they stumbled upon something straight out of a nightmare. They walked into a mysterious red room, a dark, eerie space, completely covered in red fabric and strange furniture. The air was heavy, the energy disturbing. Even with 2 flashlights and a camera light, the room remained shadowy and ominous, as if it was designed to swallow the light.
Just walked into this red room in here. Oh my god, I'm gonna flip the camera around so you guys can see, because just behind me, it's just like a little heater room. It's just like a little extra room. But wait till you see this. Oh my god. What is this? What is this room?
Like, guys, look at this room. It's a circle with all red, just a red circle of like furniture and like cloths hanging down. This is the craziest thing I've ever seen. Look how dark it is in here. There were 2 flashlights going and a camera light. Look, there's just a mirror here. Look at all this cloth hanging. Guys, I can't get over this room. I literally thought I was entering a dungeon seeing this. Little did I know I would walk into such a sick room. Like I said before, guys, sorry for like the little bit of the darker room, but there's nothing I can do. There's no lights. The lights are being covered by this, and it doesn't reflect any, so my camera light's just not doing anything.
So hands down immediately.
As they moved through the haunting space, they spotted a massive mirror on the wall, an unsettling detail considering Diddy's history of secretly recording people. Everything about the room screamed secrecy and horror, leaving the YouTuber shaken. But here's where things take an even darker turn. A TikToker named K-Do, who claims to be R. Kelly's estranged son, came forward with a terrifying story. He revealed that as a young teenager, he used to be friends with Diddy's son, Christian Combs. One day, while hanging out at Diddy's house, he accidentally walked in on one of the infamous freak-offs. Before he could react, Diddy spotted him, and instead of telling him to leave, Diddy forced him to watch. With more people coming forward and more dark secrets unraveling, one question remains: how much worse can this get? As more details emerge, it's clear that a lot went down inside Diddy's mansion, and soon the police will uncover everything. But here's the craziest part. Diddy's trial is happening in just a few days. and we are 100% going to hear the shocking inside details about his alleged criminal empire and everything he's been involved in. People are already reacting to the bombshell allegations. One person questioned, if all of this happened, why wasn't it reported years ago? But another fired back. She's been exposing them for years. This isn't new. People just weren't listening. Others believe the claims without hesitation. But now, I want to hear from you. What do you think about Allison Carter's accusations? And how do you feel about Diddy's upcoming trial?